Lights, camera, action!
What's up, babes? It's Megs here, otherwise known as the Megs Cahill, and today I am back with another tutorial, except today I have a model with me. This is Halie, everyone. I'm sure you guys have seen her on my gram a few times. I tend to do her makeup a lot.
I'm the OG.
She's the OG. She's one of my OG girls. So you guys requested Tana's Streamy look. As you guys know, I am one of Tana's makeup artists, so I did do her makeup for the Streamys, and you guys were like requesting how to get her look. Everyone was asking me what products I use, what I did, how I did it, and all that jazz. So I recreated it on Halie today. Look down for me. So we did the whole like cut, like basically Tana just wanted something very like orange and like bronzy, so that's kind of like what I went for with her. So that's the look I came up with, so I decided to recreate it pretty much using the same exact products on Halie. They do have a little bit similar features, so I figured she'd be a good model for this. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, just stay tuned and keep watching. Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm going to start with Halie's makeup. Her skin is already prepped. I figured I would do that off camera just to make it a little bit quicker. All I used are two of my new favorite products right now. So I used the Lancome moisturizer. This one is really good. I highly recommend this. And then I used a Belief under eye cream on her after making sure she had no makeup on or anything like that. So since she's already prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and start with her face. I think I'm gonna do this mostly a voiceover. So if you guys have any questions on like anything specific or technique specific, comment that down below, and then that will continue into the masterclass series of me breaking everything down, which you guys will probably see her face again. But yeah, so let's get started. So I'm starting out with Halie's brows. I always do brows first on my clients. On myself, I personally don't, but on my clients, brows first is always the procedure because I do brows and then I do shadow, and I get to clean up my shadow so that way nothing is mixing in with the foundation. Halie has pretty thin brows and she likes them to be more just filled straight, where I like more of like a fluffy brow, but she's someone that I make more of a precise brow for. Tana's the same way. I do more of a precise brow on Tana as well. So I'm just underlining the brow with some concealer, per usual. I feel like this is a pretty common step. I just do this to get the sharpest line on the bottom. If the top's a little messy, it's cool, but as long as the bottom's sharp, I feel like it really gives the brow a lift. I'm using this Morphe palette right here. This is the exact palette I used on Tana. This palette kind of inspired the look, actually. So I'm just taking that bone shade, applying that to set the concealer, and then I'm going in with this peachy shade right here. Now, when Tana told me she wanted something bronzy or orangey, she really likes that really warm orange vibe, so I figured I would go for that. So now I'm just kind of switching over brushes and adding some onto the outer point of the lid. So I first normally blend shadows into the crease, and then I go ahead and take this brush. You can kind of see the motions I'm doing here, hitting the outer corner in the crease. Mixing these two shades, I'm going to deepen that, and I just kind of focus this more on the lash line and then blending that up into the crease. This is giving that perfect blend of these different colors. There's no like line of demarcation where anything is. Everything blends and starts together. Next, I'm using a BH Cosmetics Marble Collection brush. These are super nice, and this is actually my new favorite brush for cutting the crease. It's a little bit more stiff and tightly packed, so I really adore that about it, because when things are too flimsy or like not packed enough, the line isn't like consistently straight. So I like that this one is nice and consistent. It's like having a little paw that I can like point out the shadow with. Just cutting the crease per usual, doing about half and blending with my finger so that way there's no line of demarcation. Next, we're gonna take this little metallic-y shade right here. It's kind of like a gold, but with like a peachy reflectant. So I just put this on my brush and got it wet, and I apply that to the mid part of the eye. As you can see, it looks like there's a lot of definition in that color here. Because it's a metallic, when you turn your eye different ways, you're getting different reflex of the shadow. And then I just took a matte shadow, the two I mixed, and I'm just applying this on the outskirts. So I'm lining the bottom, blending to the outer third of the eye, and blending into the crease. You can kind of see the motion more than me explaining it of what I'm doing here. Ooh, little dance break with Halie. I'm setting the inner part of the eye with the Jaclyn Hill palette, the two lightest shades in that palette. I always use that to brighten Tana's inner eye. She likes the inner corner to be nice and bright. I'll show you guys a trick for liner. So as you can see my finger here, I'm having Halie look at where my hand is. So that's a trick with clients. Have them follow your hand. That way you can get their eye position exactly how you want it when you're applying liner, mascara, shadow, whatever. So as you can see, I had her look down, and I'm just using a angled liner brush with some brown eyeshadow, and I'm mapping out her line. This is what I do with my clients when I don't want to go straight in with liner. You know, sometimes you're not feeling the most confident, or you just really want to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. So that's what I did with shadow. As you guys can see me like bending in front of her and checking. I want to just make sure it's as straight as possible, and I used a gel liner to fill in that line. Now I have such an easy guide. This is a really good trick. Jesus, can't talk. Trick for people who struggle with doing eyeliner on clients. And then I use a gel liner, and as you guys can see, I'm pressing my thumb ever so slightly on her lid to pull up the bottom of her lid a little bit so I can get into the lash line with the liner. Now I'm using a makeup wipe, and I wrap it around one finger so I kind of have it as a tool, and I clean up the under eye. We're using the Laura Mercier primer on Halie today because that is one of my favorite primers. Laura Mercier products are just so high quality and perform so well. So I knew that this primer would be a good one. So I decided to grab that for Halie. I'm not sure if I used, oh, we're taking pictures here. I'm not sure if I used that one on Tana, but I did definitely use the Estée Lauder Double Wear on Tana as well. Now I'm going in with Halie's foundation. Normally I just go straight in with a sponge, but today I was feeling like going in with a little duo brush here. So I'm just applying the foundation on. As you guys are going to tell, it's going to look kind of dark for a minute, to be honest. And I know everyone's like always saying that. It looks kind of dark, but I'll fix it or whatever. It's just because Halie has really tan like body parts. Like her chest is a little pale, but her arms are extremely tan, like the outside of her arms. So I want to make sure that everything is like cohesive. So I picked a color that's like the main shade of her body tone, and then when I highlight and contour, it all just blends in. So I'll even do this so that way I can grab a little bit of a lighter highlight on her. I really like the under eyes to look nice and bright, and the high points of the face to really pop. I love dimension, I love color in the face. I'm gonna want her to look bronzy, so I used a yellow toned concealer and just went ahead and lightened this foundation up, added my definition, all that. So now I'm going to take my sponge and blend that out. I just kind of applied it with a fluffy synthetic crease brush. We're going to say crease brush so you know kind of what I mean, like a fluffy brush. But it's synthetic, so it deals with creams and liquids really well. So yeah, I'm just using the Morphe sponge and blending this out on Halie. I really like the Morphe sponge a lot, to be honest. And I'm going in with a little bit more, and I'm just applying that right under her eye. So normally what I do is I apply the highlighter and then blend it out, and then for the closest part of the eye, I wait to do that last. That way my clients aren't like staring at the ceiling for 16 hours. Especially some clients are a little bit more fidgety, so I'm like, I never want to like make them uncomfortable or have them sit like that forever. I believe here I'm setting the face, so I just set her face with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, just set all the high points, and now I'm going to add her bronzer in. Now, for bronzing her face, this is like a contour bronzer duo, I guess. Contour is normally more cool tone, but I wanted her to look really bronzy, as Tana likes to look extremely bronzy. I just feel like Tana with bronzed like makeup just looks like a total bombshell. So I love to have, not that she's already a bombshell because she's freaking cute as shit, but I love to have that like really bronzy aspect to her face, so that's why I did this on Halie. I could have went a few shades lighter, but I wanted it to be very warm and very bronze, very sun-kissed. So I did that on the contours of her cheeks, sides of the forehead, and right here on the chin, just to add like a full-on warmth. And if you guys look at the picture that I have of Tana, you can definitely see the bronziness in her face. Oh, just kidding, now I'm setting the face. I'm so silly, guys. So I normally do all the creams first, and then I set everything after. I don't want to be setting like the high points with powder and then trying to like blend in this contour. If I can blend cream on cream versus a cream set with powder with a cream, that's going to become like a legitimate cake mix. So I like to just use creams on creams, and then I set everything last. So I'm setting her face here. So disregard the first set. That wasn't setting. This is setting. I use a Laura Mercier powder on her, and that's what I absolutely love to use on Tana too. I feel like that's like our go-to. So right here, I'm just kind of like blending out some of her contours and such. I'm just using a face powder. I believe this is the Pop Beauty Velvet Face Powders. I want to say this is probably the shade 3 or 4. And I'm using that to blend out her face. Now, I grabbed the Laura Mercier Matte Bronzer in the shade 1. So this is actually the lightest one, and I used that to contour and bronze her nose. The reason I did use a warmer shade on her nose because the contours of her face are so warm. I'm not saying contours as in legitimate contours, but I'm just saying contours placement-wise. What is Halie doing in these videos? Oh my gosh. She's so silly, but I just really wanted the warmth to tie in as a whole. I didn't want to do a cool tone nose contour, and then she has such a bronzy face. So I like to use more of a bronze shade on the nose, so that way it ties in the whole face. It just makes more sense with coloring. Alright, so we realized that the lighting was getting a little wonk because the sun was going down, so we switched the lighting. So now you guys can see her a lot.
You're welcome.
Better. You're welcome. So finishing off with the under eye, I'm taking that very first transition shade and applying this under the whole lash line, so the bottom lash line. And then I'm applying some highlight into the inner corner of the eye, and I deepen the outer part of the under eye as well. That was kind of quick, but I just used deeper brown on the outer part of the under eye as well. Applying some Lilly lashes in the shade Miami, or in the style Miami. These are Tana's absolute ride or die lashes, so I had to make sure to use these on Halie. Next, we're gonna fill in her lips. I'm just using a Urban Decay liner. I believe this one is called Broken. I'm not sure, I'll have to look, but I'm using that, and then I'm using the Doll Face lipstick from the Too Faced Peach collection. Tana likes a very like baby pink pouty kind of look, and then I just added some gloss on top to make sure her lips look nice and full. Tana loves big luscious lips, so we make sure to make her lips look juicy and just nice and plump whenever I'm getting her ready. I also set her skin. This is the Scandinavia setting spray. Alright guys, that was it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said earlier, if you guys have any questions on any techniques or any certain things I did on Halie's face, go ahead and leave a comment down below. As you guys know, I'm going to be starting my masterclass series here on YouTube, showing my different techniques and stuff like that. So if there's anything that you guys specifically want to learn, or anything that you saw that I did on Halie that you're like, ooh, how did she do that? Go ahead and let me know. If you guys want to follow Halie as well, what is your Instagram?
Halie, Halie _Intili, INTILI.
Yeah, so I'll write that, and I'll link her Instagram down below as well. She is awesome. She also does music as well. I'm trying to get her started in the music world.
I am a singer.
Yeah, she's a singer. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be doing your makeup on tour one day. That would be dope. Right. Can you imagine? Like OGs and then us touring together. Cool. But anyway, so yeah, so again, Tana's makeup look. Pretty much exactly all the products I used as well. I tried to pull the same things for her and the same palettes. So yeah, if you guys liked this, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Make sure you are turning on those notifications as well to get all notifications when I post and stuff like that. Because you know YouTube doesn't like to...
You gotta see her content.
Yeah, you gotta see my content. Alright, my loves, that was it. I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure to leave any requests, comments, or video ideas down below. And I will see you guys next time.